Back when I was 19, I started a clothing brand with 20,000 rupees and grew to over 15 lakhs in revenue, all in my bedroom. And that was 3 years back. Since then, in the age of AI, it's never been easier and cheaper to start your own clothing brand. So I'm going to give myself a challenge. I'm going to try to launch a profitable clothing brand in just a week with under 10,000 rupees of investment. I'll walk you through exactly what I did. But before we start, you need to understand the blueprint I use to have the highest chances of success before launching the brand. There are 4 main pillars to having a successful brand. The first pillar is your designs. This is where 90% of Indian clothing brands fail, is because most of the designs are just like tiger, goat, puff prints for some reason. So if you want to stand out, it's really important to have taste. Now, I like to use Pinterest for design inspiration, but it's really important you don't just copy or rip somebody off. What I suggest instead is that, say, if you find like a really cool Ronaldo t-shirt, can you use that same design language to make a Virat Kohli t-shirt? This way, you're picking something that works in one niche and using it in another, which already gives you the highest chance of succeeding. Pillar number 2 is your supplier. If you're working on a budget of say like 10,000, you can't afford to get bulk inventory. So what you have to do is use a model called print on demand, which means that anytime an order comes on your site, the manufacturer ships the order directly to your customer rather than you keeping stock or inventory. So that way you're not stuck with say 100 t-shirts which nobody wants to buy. Now personally, I like to use Qikink because I've just found them to be the most reliable supplier for POD in India. But you're free to try out whoever you want. Pillar number 3 is your mockups. Now I'm going to put you on some straight up game right here. The difference between a brand that charges 600 rupees per t-shirt versus 1000 rupees or more often comes down to the brand's ability to sell a lifestyle. And that's where these mockups come in. So today you can use AI to create these hyper-realistic mockups without any models, photographers at pretty much negligible cost. So if you're able to create killer mockups, your ability to charge a premium is much higher. Pillar number 4 is your ads. Now for advertising, I'm using Meta ads, which is essentially Facebook, Instagram ads, is because it's the most scalable and cheapest way to test out multiple designs. Now the way Meta ads works is that you put your ad on the platform, you select a daily budget that you want, then you select what interest you want the ad to target, wherein you have 2 options. Number 1, you can choose based on interest. For example, if your niche is F1, so you can put F1 as interest and it'll show the ad to people who like F1. Or you can leave it as broad and let Meta figure out who the right person for the ad is. I have tested out both in the past and I've got similar results, so I'm just going to leave it broad. Now that we're done with the boring part, it's time to execute. So for this challenge, I have 3 designs. I had made these designs a while back and they're just based around random interests of mine. But if you're starting out, I would highly recommend you starting around a niche as it's just much easier to market products that way. I already have a Shopify store from a previous project that I had, so I'm just going to use that as my storefront. The t-shirts are going to be selling at about 1,000 to 1,200 rupees. Right now the product cost is about 400 to 500 rupees a t-shirt. So that way at least we have a decent amount of margin. So for the structure of the ads, I'm launching 6 different creatives. 3 creatives are just plain t-shirts and 3 are those hyper-realistic mockups I was talking about. The interest is set at broad. The total budget for the campaign is 1,000 rupees a day. I schedule the ads for 12 a.m. and all we can do is now is just hope and pray to Lord Zuckerberg and hopefully I don't lose money. Alright, so the results are in. It's been 24 hours and we are profitable.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
In total, we had about 4 sales. Out of that, 2 were very obviously fraudulent orders, so I just cancelled them. Somebody actually ended up ordering all 3 t-shirts from the site, which was a huge W. So the total for today is 5,108 in sales. Our product cost is 1,915 rupees. Our ad cost was 1,478, which gives us a day 1 profit of 1,715. So after a great start, I'll see you on day 2. Day 2 was we got 0 sales. Our ads didn't spend properly. We probably spent like 600 rupees. Out there, it just didn't spend. We have a couple of abandoned checkouts, but nobody really purchased anything. I'm just going to leave the ads as is, not going to change anything. And let's hope tomorrow goes better. Okay, so it's day 3 now, and day 3 has been horrible. In fact, this time we spent about 900 rupees and had absolutely 0 sales. Honestly, I don't know what's going wrong. So I think it's time to look at the data and see like if there's anything I can do to make sure we're back in the green. One thing that's very clear to me is that our CTRs are honestly very, very good for a static ad. Essentially means that people are looking at an ad, clicking it, going to a website, but they're just not purchasing. So this is mainly caused by two things. Number one could be there's something wrong with your website. Number two is that the price is just too high. And I think for us it's number two. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to drop the price from 1,250 to around 999. We'll still be operating at about 2x our cost of goods, which we can afford to do that. So let's just hope these changes work, and I will meet you on the last day with all the results. Alright, so it's been a week and it's time for the results. And in total, we made 25,822 rupees. So luckily the changes we made on day 3 worked. Obviously the 25,000 is not all profit. So I'll just break down the expenses. Ad spend was about 8,156. Our product cost was 12,611, which gives us a total profit of 5,054 rupees. Which means that in just about a week, we've already kind of made a lakh a month business with 0 employees, 0 inventory, and almost 0 cost. Now, obviously, this is not enough money to chill on a yacht in Dubai. But if you're a college student, I think this is a great way for you to learn about e-commerce. So I hope this video was helpful to you, and I hope you learned something. If you like what you see, subscribe.